The photograph that you took in your phone of the woman at the Galaxy that we now know to be Laura Olson, what did you do with it?
I deleted the photograph at the general's request.
Did he ask you to do that when you first talked with him about the woman?
He did.
When he told her it was his realtor?
He did.
All right. I want to come forward now to the summer of 2019. Were there continuing to be problems within the office, the type that we had talked about already?
Those problems began again, yes.
Okay. Who were you hearing from? I'm not asking you what they told you, but what people within the office were talking with you?
Travel aides, Mr. Mateer, the security detail.
Were there problems that were happening outside of Austin?
Yes.
All right. Was there a further conversation that you had with Ken Paxton concerning the affair?
Yes.
Did you learn that the affair was continuing?
From
Objection, speculation, Your Honor. Sustained.
Thank you. Did you learn that it was continuing?
Objection, speculation, Your Honor, and anything that she would have learned. Let me finish, please.
It's been ruled.
Excuse me.
Anything she might have learned, would it be based on hearsay or speculation?
Sustained.
Did you have a conversation with Ken Paxton during that time period?
I did.
That'd be the summer of 2019?
Correct.
Let's talk about that conversation. Where did it happen?
In my office on the 8th floor.
Did you initiate it or did he?
He did.
And what did you all talk about?
We talked about Ms. Olson again.
And did you learn that the affair was continuing?
Yes.
Did he tell you that?
Yes.
How did he tell you that? What kind of voice was he using?
He was frantically upset.
At who?
I think he was frustrated, and he wanted to express to me that he was frustrated with me and that I didn't understand what he was trying to tell me. And he was trying to tell me, he came in and said he was frustrated and that I didn't understand. He still loved Mrs. Olson, and he wanted to work it out with me.
What did you take that to mean?
For me to be more accommodating as far as the security detail, the travel aides, any of his requests.
So in your very first conversation, when he first told you he was having an affair, had you given him some advice, some professional advice?
I did. I gave him ethics advice.
And what was that advice?
The ethics advice in 2018 was that when you try to keep things secret and you're a statewide elected official who's running for office, that it could be both ethically, legally, and morally challenging, and that it was beginning to bleed over into the office.
And is that what you were seeing?
Yes.
All right. Your second conversation in the summer of 2019, did you give him some similar advice?
I gave him the identical advice.
All right. Did you tell him that he needed to get his life in order so that the office could get back on track?
I did.
And leading and hearsay.
Sustained.
What did you tell him he should do?
Objection, hearsay.
It's not hearsay, Your Honor. She's the declarant, and Mr. Busby knows she's available for cross. He can have time with her when I'm
Overruled.
done. You can answer.
I told General Paxton quite bluntly that it wasn't my business who he was sleeping with, but that when things boiled over into the office and into the state work, that it had become my business, and that I was having concerns about how the time and the effort of the travel aides, the security detail, and myself was being spent.
And I want you to tell us what his demeanor was when you told him that.
He was angry with me.
How could you tell?
He raised his voice loud enough that it was heard outside my office, even though the door was shut. He was, his hands were waving. He was red in the face. He was upset with me.
How did that conversation end?
He stormed off out of my office. He ended the conversation.